Chiefs, man, you look at what they have done the first couple weeks. They are a couple of plays away from being 0-3. They are. You look at the game versus the, you look at the first game versus the Ravens, really close catch. I think it was Mark Andrews in the back end or whoever Lamar Jackson threw to. It was really, really close. You had a couple penalties late in the last couple of games, and then, the Falcons, it came down to the last play as well. So you got to start putting games when, and they've had a tough schedule to start the year, man. I mean, the Falcons are a really good football team. The Ravens are a really good football team. And the Bengals, they always start slow, but they gave them a run for their money. They played some really good football teams to start the year, and now they're kind of getting out of the hard stretch. I stand corrected. I want to check their schedule real quick just to see, but, they have the Saints, the Niners, the Bucks. So, but they do have the Raiders and the Chargers in this stretch, but, it's not the easiest of stretches, so I take that back. It looks like they have a pretty tough schedule with the Bills mixed in there as well. The Texans later in the season, the Chargers again, that could be an interesting. We'll see how the Broncos are looking by the time they play the Broncos. But I mean, man, I just think that the injuries are too much for the Chargers to overcome. I mean, Herbert has looked good the first couple of weeks. Fortunately, he got hurt. He is one of the injured guys. Joe Alt is quite. Last week both of their tackles went down. Their quarterback, with their superstar quarterback, went down. Joey Bosa, he is out this game. They have so many injuries. It's not even funny. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys are questionable. You have 2 guys out. Joey Bosa is listed as out, but Christian Fulton is questionable. Justin Herbert, he's questionable. I assume he'll play, but Joe Alt is questionable. But are these guys going to be 100%? Oh, and Rashawn Slater is out too. Actually, Trey Pipkins, if he's going to be a guy starting, yeah, that's scary. He is not good, but. Yeah, the Chargers, they're just too many injuries to overcome on top of, playing a really good Chiefs team, man. I mean, really unfortunate. The Chargers starting the season really good, starting off the season really hot, and they were out playing the Steelers for, a decent amount of that game. But once they had those injuries, man, I'm not taking anything away from the Steelers, but once the Chargers had those injuries to, they're like 4 out of 5 or, however. 2 tackles, even, 4 out of their 5 biggest stars went out of the game, your most important pieces. So, yeah, I mean, and then whoever does play, they're not going to be 100%. So, really unfortunate for the Chargers. They're, the injury bug is really hitting them. Of course, there's a season where they're starting so good and, they're looking so good. The injury bug hits them and it's really unfortunate.